What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be hanging out with you for just about, it might be 30 minutes to an hour. I'm not too sure. My daughter has been sick all week. That I haven't streamed in what, like 5 or 6 days, I feel like? And that's pretty much why. So she's a little under the weather. Dude, it's insane. This is the first time she's ever been sick. And the other day, she woke up puking. Like, as soon as she woke up, and I walked in there, and I thought she was choking. So I started, like, hitting her back, thinking that she was choking on, like, a little plastic piece. You know what I mean? Like a little thing that, I don't know, it ends up popping off of a toy. Who knows? No, she just was vomiting. So, and then yesterday I fed her a little bit of a bottle, and as soon as she finished 4 ounces, immediately puked everywhere. So, yeah, just hanging out with you guys for a little bit. My wife's putting her down for a nap, or not nap, for bedtime. So I am here with you guys for a little bit. But welcome, guys. Good to see you. Took17, what's going on, man? But for work. What? My wife left me too, but for work. All right. 8080 chat. Psychotic M98. Good to see everybody. My youngest son had the big bad flu all last week. Sick kids are rough. Yeah, man. I think she got it from like this kind of scummy high chair. Like the one time we don't bring wet wipes, right? The one time we don't bring disinfectant and put it on like the high chair at the restaurant. That's the one time she gets sick, right? But yeah. Bum. Connected to Wi-Fi, but it was shit. Any thought on Game of Thrones, Josh Bell? I liked it. I don't want to spoil anything if everybody hasn't seen it. I was a little. My problem. One sec. My problem is I have a. The past, like, season and a half, 2 seasons or so, it seems like people get saved at the last moment, right? I miss the days of the Red Wedding. I miss the days of Ned Stark. I miss the days of where the show kind of kept you on the edge of your seat. I feel like the show plays it really safe. Okay, great. Well, I mean, you know which characters are gone now, right? Okay. Does the show not play it way safer than I believe George Martin will play it in the books? Probably. But yeah, it's all right. It was okay. I was a little underwhelmed by the latest episode. The episode before the latest episode was one of my favorite Game of Thrones episodes ever. It was all build up. It was all tension. I thought it was fantastic. David Bizig, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the evening. I greatly appreciate that, man. I feel like I haven't seen everybody in a week or so because I think it's been about a week since I've streamed. Welcome one and all, and thank you so much, David. Did you end up watching any Star Trek Discovery? No, not yet. The only way that I could, let me see. Star Trek Discovery streaming. Is it only available on CBS Access? Is that what it's called? No, I haven't ended up watching it yet. We haven't watched anything lately, man. The only show that we've watched was, well, Game of Thrones, obviously. And The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is just kind of like a feel-good, like, makes you chuckle kind of show. But no, I still haven't gotten around to watching any Discovery. I still haven't gotten... I feel like I've been doing a rewatch of The Next Generation for the past 3 years, and I still haven't gotten through that. But yeah, I appreciate that, David, and it's still definitely on my list. Still definitely on my list. What was the thumbnail to this live stream when you guys clicked it? Was it a picture of Luke Skywalker or was it my helmet? I'm curious. I tried to get it to change to Luke Skywalker, but it would not change on my screen, and I'm wondering if it went through or not. But yeah. Anyway, David, thank you so much, man. And JX Editor, good to see you. Oh, it was Luke? Okay. Interesting. Okay. I wonder why it didn't change on my screen. All right. JX Editor, when you realize just how much 4 ounces really is. Yeah, I mean, like, and you think about a baby's tummy. 4 ounces is what, like your standard shot glass is what, 1.5 ounces, right? Shot glass ounces. It is 1.5 ounces. Okay. So, 2.5 or so of those. I'm not going to do the math, even though it's not much. But, yeah, it's a lot for a little baby tummy, right? Normally, she drinks 6 ounces. But because she was puking and I was just trying to keep her hydrated, she keeps water down fine. She's been puking for the past couple days. So, yesterday, I tried to give her a little bit, less than she normally drinks, milk-wise, out of a bottle. And I thought she was good. She was sitting there drinking it. And then as soon as she finished the last ounce, she popped it out of her mouth and just puked all. I mean, my shorts, it looked like I jumped into the pool. My shirt, my favorite shirt, I need to check on it, by the way. It's in the dryer right now. Was drenched. And the house reeked, and I was on my hands and knees scrubbing. It's like so gross. But yeah, she's definitely better today, though. Definitely better, but she's still a little under the weather. But I appreciate that, JX. It's a lot. And Tom Ferrara, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Good to see you, as always. Looks like the Palpatine memes are gonna come back. Oh, you bet your ass they are. You bet your ass they are. I can't even envision. I mean, sometimes, Tom, I think about when I first watched the prequels, right? And moments in those movies that I never would have imagined to become a thing. Hello there, just constantly repeated. Sure, Obi-Wan said it. That Obi-Wan's first line was hello there, and in the entire Star Wars saga, hello there to R2-D2. But I never imagined hello there would become a meme or a phrase that was repeated in something that's super well known, like the minute, I don't know, the minutia, the tiniest things become I don't know. It's weird. So I can't even. While we're sitting down watching the movie, we probably won't even be able to predict the silly memes that are going to be created from Episode 9 in 20 years. That's the thing. In 20 years, maybe the meme craze will die, but I don't think so. I think it'll just turn into something different, right? But yeah, Tom. I'm very curious how they're going to use Palp. I hope it's extremely subtle, and I have a feeling it will be. I can't imagine J.J. Abrams spoiling this. I mean, imagine you have the villain of villains when it comes to Star Wars in your movie, and J.J. Abrams loves mystery, and he never likes to reveal too much. And instead of like keeping it under wraps and having this huge surprise while you're sitting your ass in the theater, he chooses to reveal it in a teaser trailer. I think it's gonna be a lot more subtle than some people are hoping for, But anyway, Tom, it's always good to see you, man. And thank you so much. May the memes be with you. JX Editor could only stop by for a few. Kite Man. Hell yeah. Well, it's good to see you, JX. I haven't streamed in like a week. I think maybe I streamed like last Wednesday or something like that. My wife just texted me and said, this is why our daughter is not going to daycare. And she sent me a picture, but it is not loading. Okay, it's just a big white screen, and my picture's not loading. One sec, guys. Oh my god, why is my phone running like ass? I need to do a complete restore of my phone. Okay, let's see. The picture is still not loading. Weird. Alright, well, I'll let it sit here. Anyway, where was I? Jax, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And I know you gotta get going. Oh, There we go. There's the picture that came in. Horrifying. Mother finds 25 plus bite marks on her 15-month-old daughter's back after picking her up from daycare. What the fuck? Mother finds 25 plus bite marks on her 15-month-old daughter's back after picking her up from daycare. Those are like kids were biting her back. Oh my god, I would fucking punt kids if I saw. Oh my god, I wouldn't be able to control myself. I would beat the shit out of the parents. Oh my god. I would flip tables. If I came to pick up my daughter from daycare and she had like a bunch of kids were biting on her. I don't want to say I would punt a kid, but I'd probably punt a kid. That's terrifying. Also, I appreciate the support, guys, because yeah, I'm able to stay at home, work on Greedo stuff, work on freelance stuff, so yeah, it's just kind of mind-blowing, you know? So my daughter doesn't get bit 25 times. Pieces of shit. Psychotic, thank you so much for that. I want to see Greedo punt a kid. Psychotic, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. It's always good to see ya. My May Q&A question is going to be a paragraph because it will be a whole year of supporting you and I'm just reflecting. Hopefully I'll see you read it. Nice, man. Yeah. I need to, what's the date today? 30th? 30th. Okay, so tonight, as soon as this stream ends, I will, I'll post in Patreon and I will get the, let's see, I'll probably nail down the date for the Q&A. May the 6th is probably the day that I'm going for. I usually like to do them Monday evenings for whatever reason. I don't know. I've always liked doing it that way for whatever. I don't know. But yeah, make it as long as you want, man. And I appreciate the hell out of this. It's already been a year? I don't understand it, Psychotic. Well, I mean, I feel like you've been around forever, but I guess supporting the channel for a year. Where the hell does the time go, man? I remember the picture you sent of you wearing the hoodie, right? And you had like this mask on. This was it? What kind of? I'm trying to think of what kind of mask that was. It was like a. It was almost like a biker. Like, what kind of mask was that? It was like a skull mask, but what kind? It was like. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Balaklava? I honestly don't know how to... Oh, okay. Oh, it was a ski mask. All right. Balaklava, also known as a ski mask. Nice. Nice, man. Well, I appreciate the hell out of that support tonight and that support for the last year, and I'm glad I'm glad you get a kick out of these streams and a kick out of my silly videos, and you know, I hope you get something out of it. You know, that's what I always hope. My favorite thing in the world to see is when people create channels and, you know, do fun, interesting, creative projects. And they say that the channel, you know, was a little bit of a inspiration, and that is all that I have ever wanted from this channel. You know, it's that's inspiring in itself. But I appreciate the hell out of that, Psychotic. Thank you so much, man. And Carter Lovejoy, funny thought. Oh, and I look forward to reading the question, man. Make it as long as you want. Make it as long as you want. Carter Lovejoy, funny thought. If they dared to have cameos in future Star Wars content, I betcha they'll get BTS, the K-pop group, to be a Cantina band or something. LOL. The first time I ever heard of BTS was last Sunday. I don't know if you guys know the show Sunday Morning on CBS. It's one of my favorite programs. It's kind of like news plus interesting stories from around the world, and they touch on all sorts of subjects, and it's just really well done stories. You know, it's not just fucking politics where two people are yelling at each other, not like all those other stupid ass shows. This is just It's almost like 60 minutes, you know, interesting stories, and they have interviews and stuff like that. And they did a piece on BTS. And I had never heard of them. In fact, I didn't even know I've heard the phrase K-pop before. I didn't know that it stood for Korean pop, right? Yeah. So I knew nothing about that world. And then, how's that song go? Shit. After they played that song like 10 times on that piece, I had it stuck in my head. Now I can't remember it. But, oh yeah, it's definitely better than 60 minutes for sure. But no, I don't think we'll have to worry about that, Carter. I can't imagine Star Wars having cameos, because imagine Ed Sheeran, you know, the Game of Thrones Ed Sheeran cameo. You remember that, where Ed Sheeran was on Game of Thrones singing a song, and I was like, what? Huh? Imagine that in Star Wars. Can you imagine, like, Star Wars fans being like, well, was that Taylor Swift? Huh? Why is Taylor Swift on Tatooine? Huh? Nah, I wouldn't worry about that, man. That'd be a little too silly, right? A little too silly. But I appreciate that, Carter. I wouldn't worry about it. Tom Ferrara, LOL, his first line must be, do it. What is Palpatine's first line in the movie going to be? In Episode 9, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? I'm guessing it's going to be a line from Return of the Jedi. Because I'm guessing that somehow it's a recording of... I know I'm wrong. Oh!
To where I live. Big stories, big stories. Don't need daycare for my daughter. Fortunately, I wouldn't be in control of my actions.
Jesus. Chris Mark, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Give me one sec. But Tom, I'm very curious what the first line is. My brain is still on, like, it's some kind of recording or something from a holocron or something. I just cannot imagine, like, 30 years, 40 years later, Palpatine is still in the Death Star and he pops out, ha 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 ha, like Monster Man, and just, I'm a bad guy. I just can't imagine them doing that. That would be so goddamn stupid. But some people seem to want that, and some people seem to think that's going to happen. But who knows? His first line is going to be... You've arrived. That's what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, you've arrived. I don't know. That makes no sense. Chris Mark, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening, man. I greatly appreciate that. All right, I'm going to read this. That story, Chris says, that story, for those of you guys who don't know or weren't here earlier, I was reading a little headline of a story that my wife sent me where a kid was in daycare and came home and had 25 bites on her. Not like bug bites. Not like some ants got into her like in the sand pit. No, human bites. Like, kids were biting her. And she's 15 months old. That's a baby. That's a baby. So that's what Chris is talking about. Chris says, that story happened to next to where I live. Obviously, where was that? I'm going to look. I didn't actually pinpoint where that was. It was First Coast News, which is a Jacksonville news station, but I did not see where that was. Well, I can't click it because it's a screenshot that my wife sent me, but I'll check that out. The story happened next to where I live. Obviously, a big story, as you can see. Don't need daycare. Yeah, where are you from, Chris? I'll keep an eye on the chat. I don't need daycare for my daughter. Fortunately, needless to say, I wouldn't be in control of my actions at that point. I agree, man. I like, dude, I usually try to keep my cool. I haven't had something like that with my daughter happen, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I can't imagine if, like, my kid was ever bullied or anything like that. Well, when I was like 10 years old, actually, I wrote about this in the book, a little, just one page. When I was 10 years old, there was a kid who, on my baseball team, who would punch everybody, not just me. He was just like, just an all-around asshole, or maybe he learned it from his family. Who knows? But he would hit kids on the baseball team. And one day he hit me, and my dad saw this. And we were walking to the car after baseball practice, and he asked me about it, and I told him, he hits everybody. And then my dad told me to hit him as hard as I could next time I saw him. And that's what I did. And that kid never hit me again. And I'd probably take that same approach with my kids, to tell you the truth. I gotta be able to defend yourself. I don't know. Stick up for yourself. But that shit pisses me off, Chris. Seeing that. I'm in the same boat. Thankfully and luckily, we don't need daycare for my daughter at the moment. I've thought about doing something different. I've thought about, but the thing is, daycare is so expensive. It's like $500 a week, at least around here. It's insane. There's no point. There's like no point. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense, rather. So it just makes more sense for me to just do what I'm doing. Greedo stuff. Freelance stuff when I can, and just kind of wait for her to be old enough to go to public school. But yeah, Chris, yeah, crazy. Yeah, kind of reminds me, like you said, I wouldn't be in control of my actions at that point. Me and my dad are very similar. And my dad told me a story that he read recently of a cop that shot like a Labrador in the park because the lab was charging him. And he shot and killed this lab in a park because the lab got off the leash of the owner. If you're a cop and a fucking lab is running at you and you feel the need to shoot it and kill it, you shouldn't be a fucking cop. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. And my dad was like, because he has a dog too, and he would be like, I would die. That cop would have to. Oh, come here, girlie. Huh? Oh, sorry, my wife's on the phone. I thought she was talking to me. But yeah, crazy. Anyway, Ryan Harp, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. I think there should be a diarrhea water slide t-shirt design. Sounds stupid, but it could work. Just being funny. Don't take it seriously. No, I like it. I'm writing that down right now. Dude, it's been so long since I've made a t-shirt design, and I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea. I can already picture it in my head, how it's going to work. I'm going to write it down. What? Diarrhea is a word that I can never remember how to spell. Anybody else? No, I'm in t-shirt. Let's see. I can already picture in my head how I want to do it. Almost like an old school worn vintage shirt from an amusement park, but Dark Forces themed. I love it. I love that idea, man. Sorry, my wife's on the phone, and I'm just making sure everything's all right. Let's see, because we're expecting something. Cool. But yeah, I'll get on that, Ryan. Like I said, I haven't made a shirt design in a long time, just because it usually takes a little longer, and I try to utilize my time. Whenever I have time to work on channel stuff, I try to utilize it for videos, but yeah. Next time I have a couple hours to kill. Yeah. As a doo-doo is this close. What's up, Andy? Good to see you, man. I'm still considering it, to tell you the truth. I'm still considering it just because, yeah. Oh, let my cat out real quick. 1 second. Come on. Cat wants out Cat wants in just to go back out. Yeah, I'm still considering it, Andy, just because as a, just veteran preference employment, and it's something to do. But I'm in a complete agreement with you. A complete agreement with you. Complete agreement with you, man. It's kind of like, you know, at 32 years of age, I feel like I've gotten all that hothead bullshit out of my system, you know, within the first few years of me being in my 20s. And now I'm way more mellow and even-keeled and leveled out. And I think now is probably the best time for if somebody's going to be a cop. When they've kind of they got that macho bullshit out of their system, right? But yeah. Thank you for tuning in, 3 Gold Mine G. Yeah, I finally got to a stream. I haven't streamed in about a week. But, so yeah, I'm just here hanging out with you guys. My daughter's been sick for the past few days and puking and not being able to hold down her milk, and yeah, it's a bummer. But she's getting better. Today was definitely a big improvement. We went to the park and she crawled around. And she's a little, you know, she's a little lethargic. And she's napped for like 4 hours today just because she's still a little under the weather, but yeah. Do you collect Star Wars figures? Flex AJ Knight. No, I don't. I don't really collect anything. I don't have that in me. I used to have that collector's itch, but it wasn't so much a collector's itch. It was like, I don't know if you'd call it a collector's itch, but I used to feel the need to buy posters and all sorts of shit. But that was in like 2010, 2011, and before that. Since then, I don't collect anything. The only things I do collect are like shot glasses from places I've been, and coffee mugs from places I've been, and t-shirts from like national parks that I've been to. That kind of stuff. Memories with physical places attached, you know. But I've never, I haven't. I mean, shit, since Disney acquired the franchise, the only things that I've bought are a Kylo Ren Black Series action figure, a die-cast metal Stormtrooper, and a water bottle. And I believe, and other than the Blu-rays, those are like the only 3 things that I've purchased merchandise-wise. So, yeah, I don't really have that itch. Star Wars Ramblings, Mr. Andy. I didn't because, hated, feared by half the country for being white dude in uniform, hated by the other half, plus 50% of my fellow cops, because I want a paradigm shift in the way we police. Yeah, I feel like, maybe also war on drugs is insanity incarnate. I completely agree with that. That's what I did. I'm sure you know this, but that's basically what I did in the Navy. We deployed to South America to fight the cartels. And basically that means stopping fishing vessels every day for 8 hours a day. Launching helicopters to check on fishing vessels, and finding 1 stash of cocaine in 6 months. Mission accomplished. But yeah. Wade, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. What is your book going to be about? Let me bring up a little image for you. There you go. I don't know if you guys saw this at the beginning of the stream. It's called Sorry About the Mess, and I can't even remember the subtitle. There we go. Star Wars fans' journey through YouTube, fandom, social media, fatherhood, and life. It's not solely about Star Wars, although there is a chapter called Why Star Wars. And there, Star Wars is threaded throughout it, but it's more autobiographical than I originally anticipated it to be, or than I originally wanted it to be. There's a chapter, The Origin Story is the name of the first chapter. And then there's a chapter on video games. There's a chapter on the Navy. There's a chapter on my favorite 10 movies. There's a chapter on fatherhood. There's a chapter on clickbait and social media that I had a lot of fun writing. Just because, but yeah, it was fun, man. I appreciate you for asking. I started writing it in 2016, and it was a happy accident. I enrolled. I'm basically telling you the beginning of the book right now. Why I started it. But so, 2016, I enrolled in 2 college classes with a 4-hour break in between the classes. I was super excited. I was going to use those 4 hours to work on channel stuff and just, sit down. I have nowhere else to go. It's too far for me to drive home to justify going home. So I sat my ass down on a picnic table next to a lake and just wrote. And that's what I did. And then, a few weeks go by and I realized that there's a lot of kind of random thoughts here. A lot of them don't really make sense as a video. But I started writing down opinions and life, things that happened throughout my life and my thoughts on why I love Star Wars and just a bunch of stuff. And yeah, and then I was like, I could probably turn this into a book. And that thought didn't come until I picked up Chris Stuckman's The Film Buff's Bucket List, his book that he published. And I was like, oh shit, I should turn these into a book. And is it like cohesive? Does it make sense? I guess we'll see. I don't have an editor, man. Nobody's read it except for me. So I'm a little nervous because I don't know what to expect and no one knows what to expect. I guess I write because I write videos, but I write in terms of speech, right? So when I write a video, I write in terms of how I'm going to say it, which makes sense for the audiobook. The audiobook sounds great, but I don't know how free-flowing and cohesive the text version's gonna be. So we'll see. It's a cool cover, though, but we'll see. But yeah. No, the book, I think it's gonna be like $11.99 or $12.99. I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked at the listings yet. And I really don't know. I really don't know how much the audiobook is gonna be. I haven't even gotten done recording the audio yet for that, but yeah. But I appreciate you asking that, Wade. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I don't think I've talked about it extensively on any platform yet. Maybe mentioned it here and there on streams, but yeah. Yes, Andy, it'll be on Audible. I assume so. Amazon and Audible are basically the same thing, right? If you buy an audiobook on Amazon, is that buying it on Audible? I'm not sure. Ewan Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Let me take a quick sip of I almost said coffee. I don't have coffee. Water. All right, Ewan, how has the Navy shaped who you are today? Ooh, interesting. I think one of the best things that it's done for me, and there's a lot of things, Ewan, that I don't know if I can attribute it to the Navy or just contribute it to even genetics. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I think the Navy really made me not freak out in situations that other people are freaking out in. You know what I mean? I usually keep my head calm. I usually stay pretty focused and you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't freak out. And I don't worry about dumb shit. I see people worrying about dumb shit all the time and I just roll my goddamn eyes. On a negative side, Ewan, I think it made me a less patient person. I think it definitely made me a less patient person because for 4 years, go here, go do this, go that. It's all regimented and everything is, it's fast paced. And now I'm kind of working on it, but I feel like I'm a little. I feel like I'm not as patient as I want to be. Yeah. With certain things like. I don't even have an example, but that's just how I feel. Yeah. And also, Ewan, I think it was a good confidence builder too, just because it's a thing that you can be proud of, and you quickly realize that people are just people. Once you're in a regimented thing where, you know, there's rank matters and gonna have to show respect to, you know, your higher ranking members, and then you get out in the civilian world and you realize that, oh, fucking people are just people. All that labeling, the, you know, chief, senior chief, master chief, all that, ensign, lieutenant, junior grade, all that shit, yeah, whatever. Once you get in the civilian world, nobody gives a fuck, and if they do, they're jackasses. But I definitely think it gave me more confidence, and I think before the Navy I had a lot of social anxiety. Maybe not a lot, but, you know, a little bit. I was hesitant. And after, I don't find that I have that. So it was a good confidence builder. And yeah, it definitely shaped a lot of my worldview as well, Ewan. Seeing other countries and how we operate in them, and how we operate in, you know, international waters, and how we skirt around certain laws, I guess you could say. For example, so on deployment, we had Coast Guard personnel that would actually board the boats. The Coast Guard personnel would board the boats, and they were deployed with us on our frigate. They would board the boats because it was considered a how was it worded? It was considered an act of, not homeland security, but it was considered an act of, like, almost policing, like border security in a way, because the Coast Guard was a part of it. It was like a policing action. It was some kind of weird loophole. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, Ewan, I think it changed a lot. It changed a lot of. I needed it too. You know, I needed it. I dropped out of 2 colleges basically, and then I was just like, fuck it, man. 2007, I walked right into the recruiter the first day. It probably took me 30 minutes to sign the paperwork, and I wanted to go as soon as possible. In my head, my mom even said, she was like, we were talking one day years ago. She was like, I think you just wanted to get into something that you couldn't get out of, because everything that I did, school, every work, all the little jobs that I had before the Navy, I would flake, and I would skirt by, or I would just flat out quit. And my mom said, like, I think you just wanted to be stuck somewhere where you couldn't say no. And I think she's absolutely right, you know? Anyway, I appreciate that, Ewan. I hope I answered your question. There's a lot more, and Sorry About the Mess by Hello Greedo coming sometime. But I appreciate that, man. And David Bizik, thank you so much. Will there be background music and stuff for audiobook? I don't think so. I agree, M98. I prefer military world over civilian purely because of the discipline. I agree, and I feel like sometimes I lack that discipline because there's not a structure around me, you know? Once I got into back in the civilian world, I realized that I don't like the chaos. It's way more chaotic to me than military life. Yeah, anyway. David, thank you so much. Will there be background music and stuff for audiobook? I don't think so. I already recorded the first 3 chapters, and I listened to them, and I like it. I don't know if there was some kind of ambient music like what you're listening to now, but I think I kind of wanted to make it just a straight, like, me talking as if it was a podcast, and I'm just shooting the shit with you guys, you know, and I don't exactly know how I would want to integrate the music or anything like that, you know. And I would need to find some music that I'm sure I could find somebody willing to give me permission to use their music for the audiobook. But and another reason I don't want to, David, is because everything about this is completely in-house. Everything about this is completely in-house. Meaning I wrote it, I designed the cover, I edited it, which is probably a bad sign. I took all the photos that are inside of the book. I recorded the audiobook all myself. It is everything. You know what I mean? And I don't really like the idea of using somebody else's stuff in something that I've made. Does that make sense? In a audiobook or a book? I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's just some neurotic bullshit that I have going on in my head, but I kind of like the idea of this just being completely my package, you know? So just here's me, you know? Kind of neat. But yeah, I appreciate that, David. The Mighty Watermelon. Interesting question. Do I spend my money on porn or Greedo? Decisions. Well, I have a surprise for you. It's one and the same, the Mighty Watermelon. Watch the webcam. 3, 2... No, I'm just kidding, man. That's a looped webcam. But I appreciate you spending it on the channel, man. You could have supported one of billions, perhaps trillions of websites out there for the former. But instead, you chose to support your friendly neighborhood stormtrooper. So I appreciate the shit out of that, Mighty Watermelon. Oh, it's Ian? Nice, man. Nice. I didn't realize that. Just FYI, it's a name change, but this is just Ian Cheedy again. Nice, nice. Good to see you, Ian. I appreciate that support. What's up, John? New super chat sounds, huh? Oh, you don't like it? Who likes the new super chat sound? The reason I changed it, John, was because right after the Rise of Skywalker trailer came out, I did a live stream, and it was chaos, because the first the super chat sound that I had was I don't know, fly casual, right? That audio clip. I don't know, fly casual. And the same night that the Rise of Skywalker trailer dropped, I went on a live stream. I was not anticipating the support that I got. I mean, literally, I could not keep up with reading super chats before another. I wouldn't start a sentence reading a super chat before another super chat came in, and it was constantly, I don't know, fly casual, and I would have to stop. And so I changed it to something a lot more brief, and I might change it back to something else. I might change it back to something else. Yeah, I don't know if I like it either. It's just, I might want to do something a little more subtle, like a little more robotic? And I don't know, like bleep blorps, you know what I mean? Something like that. But yeah, the live streams are always a work in progress. It's good to see you, John. Maybe a lightsaber ignite? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I was thinking some kind of like synth sound, like a rise, like almost like when they test the audio in the movie theater. You know what I mean? Well, maybe my theater's the only one that does that. I don't know. Gonk. Ooh, Gonk Droid would be. Oh, I like that. Gonk. Oh, I like that a lot, John. I like that a lot. Let's see. All right. Let's see. See if I can play this. Okay. Wow. That. Let's see. I'll look at it later. Mouse droid. That's a good sound. Oh, I agree. Sappity, it's funny that you mentioned a mouse droid. I specifically used a mouse droid as an example in the book of sounds that, while they might not mean that much in the grand scheme of things, Star Wars is such a lived in and you know, lively universe that even the smallest sounds you can remember. I mean, it's crazy. It's hilarious. I don't know. But yeah, maybe a mouse droid. That'd be good. No, I haven't seen the Sonic trailer yet, Command U. I saw some people going, or that didn't understand what was going on. I'll check it out maybe after the stream, but it's not something that interests me. I appreciate that, Grady. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. Braylon, it's called Movie Battles, right? Yeah, Knighthood's actually told me about that. I have not. I still have the bookmark up here, and I just need to download the files and let's see, download now, join the battle. Okay, let's click that button. Download Windows Launcher. Okay, manually after blah 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 blah. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll do that. I set my alarm for 5 in the morning every single morning, and maybe I will keep this up on my screen, so when I pop on the computer, this is the first thing that I see, and I will install it and get the ball rolling on that. Yeah, I'll do that. Where did you get that helmet? Subject Delta. If you Google Hello Greedo Stormtrooper armor, I made a whole video about my armor. So check that out. It's a lot to explain. Andy says the Sonic film is going to be a majestic train wreck for the ages. Okay, I'm gonna see this. Let's see. Sonic trailer. Official trailer 11 hours ago. Whoa, I'm gonna mute it. Why are they making this? I don't get it. What if it's awesome though? Oh, Jim Carrey's in it? And Buck from what's his name in Band of Brothers? Not Buck. Shit, what's his name? I'm gonna look this up. Sonic movie. Neil McDonough. Let's see. Band of Brothers. It's hard to believe Band of Brothers came out in 2001, man. The Phantom Menace being 20 years old makes me feel old, but for whatever reason, Band of Brothers being almost 20 years old makes me feel even older. So I don't know. That's so weird to me. I mean, I've watched that series countless times. I've definitely watched Band of Brothers from start to finish more than... Oh, it is Buck. Nice. Compton. Buck Compton. It is more than... I've definitely watched Band of Brothers from start to finish more than I've watched The Phantom Menace. So it just feels more like timeless to me. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, 2001. Band of Brothers. Hard to believe. Almost 20 years. That is insane. Insane. Yeah, man. M98. Oh yeah. At the beginning of the episodes they have interviews as well. I don't remember the ending. But yeah, I have those. I don't have it on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD. That series, because when I bought it, Blu-ray was not a thing. Yeah, love it. Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2 Real Ice? Yeah, I keep forgetting about it. I've logged 30-something hours, I think, and I'm 40-something% done with the main campaign. I was really taking my time through it, and then I just haven't played it in a couple months. So I really, it's such a good game, and I just, I need to like take a morning before everybody wakes up and just play it for an hour or two, We'll see. Favorite video game of all time? Command U. That's a good question. There's different categories, and I can't really pick a one and done favorite, but for different categories, I can. So, my favorite single player game of all time, for the longest time was Half-Life 2. And it might still be Half-Life 2. But it sounds weird saying this because I haven't finished it, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is right up there as well. And I might not have finished it yet, but just the depth and the scale and scope and the attention to detail is mind-blowing. And when I play that game, I feel like you're in a living world. And I felt that way with Half-Life 2 as well, even though it's a lot more linear. Half-Life 2 was the first time that graphics looked great before then relative to the games at the time and what came before, but Half-Life 2 was the first time that I sat back and I went, holy shit, graphics have come this far. It was like the first time these physics were created for video games. It was the first time, like, realistic, like super realistic at the time. You look at it now and it looks kind of shitty, but realistic looking water. Just mind-blowing. Absolute mind-blowing. But yeah. So Half-Life 2 probably favorite single-player game of all time. Favorite multiplayer games of all time? You got MMOs like Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies. And then you got games like, Counter-Strike. I played that. I've played literally 20 years. On and off. Past couple of years I haven't touched it, but when did Counter-Strike first come out? 98 as a mod? Let's see. First release 2000. That's it? No. Okay. 99. Yeah. Okay. So 99, 20 years ago. One sec. So 20 years ago. I've played it since it was a mod from the original Half-Life. That's hard to believe too. But yeah. Crazy. Anyway, I can't pick a favorite, man. There's too many fun ones. All right, guys, I gotta get going. I'm super hungry. Haven't eaten anything all day other than an apple, and it is time to indulge. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out. This is the first stream I've done in like a week, and it's good to be back. And I will be doing another stream tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Yeah, I'm in it 5 minutes early just because I'm so goddamn hungry, man. And I need to get going. What's up, Geek Talk? Good to see you. Yeah, tomorrow night I will do a stream. I'm in the mood to play the Battlefront 2 campaign again. I haven't played it in, what, a year and a half since the EA event that I went to November of 2017. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the mood to play it again. Why not? I'm in the mood to play a modern Star Wars first-person shooter single-player game. So, all right, guys. The Mighty Watermelon, Ian Cheedy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. David Bizik, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Andy, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in, man. Later as well. Ewan Lewis, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Wade, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Ryan Harp, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Chris Mark, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Tom Ferrara, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Carter Lovejoy, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Psychotic, thank you for the super chat and channel support. JX Editor, thank you for the super chat and channel support. And David Bizik, once again, thank you for the super chat and channel support, guys. All right, take it easy, have fun, be nice, get excited, make some cool shit. And I will see you all tomorrow for a little bit of Battlefront 2 single-player action, just because I'm in the mood for it. All right, guys, enjoy the tunes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.